How's it going? Paul Corral here, publisher of the Ventura Active Lifestyle newsletter. This is our second Q&A video ever. And I want to thank everybody for writing in for the first two. It's been kind of an overwhelming response and I'm super stoked to do these for you. I have a couple questions that I picked out from this week that I think are very good. Because they're questions I hear from a lot of people, so I think they'll have the most value. And then I'll get into like a little nitty gritty question that I wasn't able to get to last week. Like to keep this short, so we're gonna jump right in. Before we do that, I wanna say stick around to the end. I got a cool little hookup for you Active Lifestyle newsletter members that I think you're really gonna like. All right, so first question, and this is a big one. Karen writes in and says, challenge: creating the habits and routines that are needed to consistently exercise, shop, and prepare the right foods. This is a massive, massive question, right? How do I establish these good habits? You know, I know I should be eating well. I know I should be kind of preparing food ahead of time so I always have healthy food available. I know I should make time in my schedule for a regular workout, but it's easier said than done, right? We're all super busy. We all have a number of obligations, and we all kind of have our routines that feel good and comfortable and productive to us. So how do we throw a wrench in the system, so to speak, and kind of revamp our lifestyle? And the first step is first to realize it is a lifestyle. It's not a binge diet. It's not crazy extreme workouts for 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's default day-to-day lifestyle habits. And Karen kind of hits it on the head here with creating habits. Well, here's a great hack. We know through psychological studies that when you are trying to integrate a new habit into your day-to-day lifestyle, integrating just one habit at a time, on average, has about an 85% success rate. Now, that's pretty good. If I told you, hey, you have an 85% of succeeding, creating this new healthy habit in your lifestyle, you'd be pretty stoked about that. But we don't integrate new habits into our lifestyle one at a time, do we? We have that all or nothing binge mentality. And as Karen points out here, living a healthy life and meeting fitness goals, whether it be weight loss or athletic performance, is really a series of numerous habits. And we try to integrate them all at once. And we know if we try to integrate just two habits at a time, our success rate falls from 85% all the way down to 33%. Okay? Again, this is according to scientific studies. You try to integrate just three habits at one time, and your rate of success will fall again to below 10%. Now, this should explain why so many people, when trying to integrate healthy habits into their day-to-day lifestyle and trying to meet a particular fitness goal, often fail. Right? So I'll give you an example. I just had two clients finish up their 14-day fitness jumpstart here in our gym, which is like a little trial period I do for people who want to try the place out. And I concentrate on just two habits, right? One habit the first week, one habit the second week. The first week, as you might guess, is making regular time in your schedule for a workout. And not a super long workout, not a torture yourself workout, but 3 45-minute workouts a week. If you can do more, by all means, but I set that as the minimum. That's the first habit. The second habit is I have my people use a free, easy to use, downloadable app on their phone, MyFitnessPal, which I think everybody's used at one point or another and probably have stopped, right? And I have them track their diet. I don't even tell them how to change their diet. I just tell them to track it. Log it in right before you eat it. And lo and behold, my two people that just started or just completed their 14-day fitness jumpstart lost 7 and 8 pounds in just 2 weeks. And they thought it was absolutely miraculous. I said, well, not really. We just concentrated on integrating 2 key habits, one at a time. And next week, we're going to start working on revamping the diet. We're going to work on breakfast at first. And we're only going to worry about breakfast. And then next week, guess what? We'll worry about lunch. And then boom, 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 6 to 8 weeks down the line, you have yourself a completely revamped lifestyle. And most importantly, it's easy to implement and it sticks forever. Because at that point, hey, you know, doing your meal prep, shopping for the right foods, or making time in your schedule for a workout feels automatic. It feels like brushing your teeth. And that's how those annoying friends of yours are able to get in great shape and still fit in, you know, demanding careers and time for family and still look and feel their best, you know? So that's the trick, Karen, and to all you out there. Pick one habit per week, even 2 weeks if you're a little gun shy, and stick with that. Once you got that mastered, move on to the next. And I know that doesn't seem glamorous, doesn't seem cool, like the all or nothing approach, but it works. And it works forever. And that, of course, is the point, isn't it? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Bam. Okay, here we go. Rita says, my biggest obstacle remains ideas for quick and user-friendly breakfasts and lunch that are dairy and gluten-free. If it takes a lot of prep time, I probably won't stick with it. Thanks for your expertise, Rita. All right, Rita, I have to agree with you on this one. If I don't have quick meals ready to rock, I want to run out for takeout. I'm no different than anybody else. And if you're in the middle of a hectic week and you get home after a long day's work and there's nothing in the fridge, guess what? You're eating out. Or you're eating some, you know, crappy frozen nonsense. The trick for breakfast, two things. One, a green smoothie, really easy, blend it up, take it with. If you're one of those people that's not hungry in the morning, again, you can pack something, take it with you, have it during your mid-morning snack when most people are hungry anyways. The other trick that I like to use is a lot of times we're just kind of eating breakfast out of necessity, right? We just want to get some fuel in the body so we're not ravenous by lunch. We're not really looking for breakfast to be this gourmet, delicious thing. And I like to go with easily digestible foods that don't take a lot of prep, right? I'm an egg guy. I love eggs in the morning. They take about 3 seconds to fry up some eggs. That's easy. If you tolerate dairy, of course, there's Greek yogurt, there's cottage cheese that you can do with some fresh sliced fruit, maybe some chia seed or some whole nuts like almonds. You have a fantastic, low-calorie, well-rounded meal that you don't have to cook. You can eat very, very quickly. As far as the green smoothies go, my favorite thing is I just take a strawberry flavored whey protein powder, handful of spinach, some raw seeds or nuts like almonds or chia, and maybe a piece of sliced fruit or a cup of mixed berries. Hit the blend, take it with me, sip it on the way to work. Again, nice, well-rounded, low calorie, make you feel great, give you energy, healthy, tide you over to lunch. Now, as far as lunch goes, or just having things ready, you know, I meal prep on Sundays. That's not an original idea, but the way I do it kind of is. Now, if you need lunches ready to rock, well, just overcook dinner a little bit, right? Cook too much for dinner, take it with you the next day. That's easy. If you're prepping on the weekend, cook the foods that take a little bit longer to prepare, but rewarm a little bit better without feeling, you know, tasting like cardboard on Sunday, and then have your other foods that prepare quickly but don't usually rewarm that well, and cook them right on the spot. All right, perfect example is your starches. You can bake some potatoes, yams, sweet potatoes. You can boil some beans, some rice, quinoa, something like that. And those foods will take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to prepare, but you notice they keep really well, and they don't taste like crap when you rewarm them. Whereas if you take vegetables or meat or fish, you try to rewarm them, they don't taste good, they turn to rubber, they suck. But crisping up some vegetables or grilling a piece of meat or fish is really quick, 10-15 minutes tops. So you have your starches that rewarm better, last a little bit longer, right? You have those ready. You can pop those in a mic, warm them up real quick. And I know some people, they're not into using the microwave. Yeah, I acknowledge it's not ideal. But for the rest of us who are in a hurry, you know, it's still better than nothing. It's still better than hitting the fast food joint, right? And then, of course, you can pull out some defrosted meat, fish, poultry, and crisp up some vegetables, like I said, in just 10 to 15 minutes, and voila, you have a nice, well-rounded, healthy meal ready to rock. Okay, so that's how I go about meal prep to ensure that you have healthy, delicious meals at all times that don't taste like crap. Okay, so that's how you do it. It's all about prepping. Okay, cool. So let's get into the last question that Lily wrote in about last week that I didn't have time to get to. Now, Lily's clearly a hardcore fitness enthusiast, and she was asking me about how to integrate isolation movements into her strength training for a physique goal. Now, for those who are not fitness enthusiasts or meatheads, basically that means isolation movements are movements that work very particular muscle groups, oftentimes only moving one joint, okay? These could be things like leg curls for the hamstrings, you know, the inner outer thigh type things you see women doing in the gym all the time. Guys, of course, are fond of bicep curls. That's a perfect example of an isolation movement. So these movements are kind of icing on the cake. They're not the mainstay of your workout. And they're used primarily for aesthetic goals, right? You want to see a little more tone and shape in a particular area. And Lily was asking, should I do 5 sets of 10? Or should I do, say, just 2 to 3 sets and go all out to absolute failure? And what I would do is neither, actually. 80% of your, well, probably more like 90% of your results from strength training are going to come from your large compound movements. So all the little isolation movements people spend an inordinate amount of time with in the gym just aren't necessary. Now, if you're a fitness enthusiast and you genuinely enjoy spending that extra time in the gym and you want to do that, to get that little extra aesthetic appeal out of it, fantastic. 5 out of 10 in that case is overkill, because again, you've done most of your work with your large compound movements. And I also don't recommend training to failure. It's very taxing on the joints and the ligaments, and you're just begging for injuries sooner or later. Not to mention, it's very taxing on the nervous system. It can make you feel a bit fried, lethargic, foggy-headed, and we all have lives and careers, hopefully, that should take precedence over, you know, bigger biceps. Okay, so my suggestion for isolation work is somewhere in the middle. 2 to 3 sets, awesome. Usually higher in that typical hypertrophy rep range, at least 8, but probably more like 10, 12, even 15. Moving through the range of motion nice and slow, keeping consistent tension on the muscle, and going for the metabolic stress, aka the pump, and always stopping 1 rep short of failure. So you can still push hard, but don't go to absolute failure. And that's what's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck without a lot of the downside that's associated with A, doing excess volume, as in with 5 sets of 10, or B, completely frying your nervous system and your joints by training to failure. Okay, so that's all the questions we have time for. Thanks for everybody else for writing in. Believe me, I'm going to get to them next week. So stay tuned for me. And at the time of this recording, I got a 14-day fitness jumpstart starting right now. It's 2 weeks of unlimited boot camp workouts and personalized diet coaching with myself for $1. Now, I offer that because I know after you see the phenomenal results we can provide for you in just 2 weeks, well, there's a pretty good chance you're going to want to hang out with us for the long run and help us, let us help you get all the way to your fitness goals. But with that being said, I want to say that when you jump in on that 14-day fitness jumpstart, you are in no way on the hook for anything. You won't get high pressure sales pitches out of me or any BS like that. So if you want to learn a little bit more about our little gym here and our training philosophy and what we like to do, you can click the button below and go check that out. If not, totally cool. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where I'll be sending you our Foodie Fitness newsletter, all about healthy, easy to prepare recipes that are delicious. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.